Hey guys, this is Devin Zander, and in today's episode, we're going to discuss why people stay broke, how you can fix it, and how you can accumulate wealth. Before we get into it, I'm Devin Zander here with,
Clayton Johnson.
and we are the motherfucking.
Rowdy Boss!
That's right. All right, look, we're trying to figure, we're still getting back into podcasting, so the intro is a little rough, but the point is today we decided to go with a little bit of a broader topic. This is for anyone who's younger or even those who are older and just kind of like are curious how people generate wealth and how they can generate wealth for themselves. Now, we're not going to get into the tactics so much today. I think we're going to get into a lot more of the principles of wealth generation and, a little bit of background. I don't think we're as wealthy as we want to be. Clayton's gone quite a far ways further than I have. I'll zoom in on this guy for a second. Look at that. Look, so handsome, so handsome. But we have made millions of dollars, and we'd like to share with you a few things we picked up along the way because it has been a long journey. I don't know about you, Clayton, but I've made money. I've lost money. It's been a whole gambit of things. But Clayton, you got the topics, man. I've talked enough. What's up, dude?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's just get into it. We got 5 reasons why you're broke and how to stop being broke and how to get rich, I suppose. Yeah. So
Sounds good, bro.
All right. Number one. Number one is the belief that money doesn't exist or, getting money is hard.
Yeah.
So this is the first belief that you have to break. So I remember being young and poor and thinking oh man, I'm making whatever. I'm making 25 grand a year or 30 grand. And I was just like, man, if I could just get to 50 grand, there's some guy that I knew that was making 50. I was like, oh, if I could just get there, right? That would make me. Or if I could just, when I made 50, I was like, oh, if I could just get to 70, wow, that would be fucking crazy, right? Who makes that? And then you get to 70, people are like, oh, when you get to 100, man, then a 6-figure salary, that's what's up, right? And you just believe that every level is going to be it's impossible to reach, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's the first belief that you have to break is that money is everywhere. And some people are making $100,000 a year. Some people are making $150,000, $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year. There are people that are making $1 million a year. And these are not don't get me wrong, these people are smart, but these are regular fucking people. You'll meet them and you'll be really? That fucking guy? Really? That guy makes that? And they make it in all kinds of weird ways that are I cannot believe that you can make that much money doing that. So the first thing you have to do is open up that belief and open up your eyes and start looking for these. And you're just going to start to see a lot of people making a lot more money. And it's weird, dude. You experience the same?
Yeah, if you just look at it statistically, what you're going to find is most millionaires are just blue-collar workers. They're not doing this crazy shit, right?
Well, you got to differentiate. It's not blue-collar workers. They're usually
blue-collar business owners.
Exactly.
Sorry, blue-collar business owners. So most people, when they think of a millionaire, they're like, oh my God, I have to learn how to do X, Y, and Z. I have to build a tech company. I have to do all that. Where it's the furthest thing from the truth. And to be honest, what a lot of people are going to realize soon is the blue collar workers been getting shit on a lot these past few years. And it's all there's a lot of really smart academics and uppity, tech people that are shitting on blue collar workers. But at the same time, it's dude, your house, your car, none of this shit functions without the blue collar class. And the less and less people want to do these jobs because we're getting a weaker, let's just be honest, the younger generations, every single generation is getting a little bit weaker and a little bit less likely or less desire to do things with their hands or to even fucking get up and do shit, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't sound cool. It doesn't. It doesn't have enough entrepreneurial spirit or whatever inside of it. It doesn't have enough culture.
Yeah.
They want to do these cool tech company things where they feel like they have a purpose and shit.
And it's not just that either, though. But a lot of the younger generation, they don't want to do anything either because they're just sitting on fucking TikTok all the time. And, it's funny seeing the juxtaposition, sorry to my brother if he's watching this, but between my brother and his girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, I'm thinking yo, my brother's girlfriend is about to leave him. So my brother just graduated high school and his girlfriend, she was one of the top in the class. She's going to UF. She's got all these huge, goals and plans. And there's definitely people like that. But then you have people like my brother who is yeah, I'm just fucking working at Panera Bread. I really hope he doesn't watch this or my family doesn't watch this. I don't want him to see me talking shit. But, and I've offered him jobs multiple times. And I'm like, look, man, I will pay for you to learn engineering if you want. And I'll even give you I'll give you a really good salary when you come out, $60,000 a year, which for, when he's done learning, he'll be 19, 20 years old. and he doesn't even want to do that. So it's just crazy to see the lack of work ethic. But anyways, back on point. My point was going to be that there's so much money to be made in so many different ways, and you just don't realize it. So moving forward over these next few years, I think personally that the blue collar class is going to see an immense increase in their wealth. It's simple. It's supply and demand. Less people are willing to do it, which means the people who are still doing it are going to get paid more. Now, it doesn't mean that you should necessarily do that. There's a fucking ton of ways to make money, dude, especially with the internet. Like, we're so open to it. But I mean, dude, I just personally, there's so many issues, and I think kids are like kind of being brainwashed. It's like we're being told that socialism and communism are these great things, and they're fucking not, dude. They kill a ton of people, but people and what these ideologies have brainwashed people into doing is they don't think the money's there, and they think that the system is inherently unfair. It's impossible for them to make money, blah, 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 fucking blah. And it's just not true, man, because money is everywhere. The secret is just being someone who attracts money, and the secret to doing that is just being valuable.
Well, it starts with this number one is believing that it's possible.
Yes.
Right? If you don't believe it's possible, it's not going to happen. So that's belief number one.
And that means you got to stop being a fucking communist, guys. Okay. All right. You're not getting my money. You're not getting Clayton's money. You got to go out there and make your own.
All right. Number two, you're thinking about getting more money in your job versus creating your own business. Okay. So this one's pretty easy. Most people could sit around and complain about like, oh, they're not paying me what I'm worth. You don't want to know why? Probably mostly it's because you're not actually worth that much. You know what determines worth is a market value. That means if you were to go out and get another job and someone offered you more, then you'd be worth that. But most people just they have one job and they go, they don't pay me what I'm worth, devoid of having that worth validated by anybody else. The reality is you can over the course of your life, if you save diligently and live a economically responsible life, you can make $1 million. You can actually make $1 million even if you make minimum wage over the course of like 40 years or whatever. But the reality is you don't want to get rich when you're fucking 90 years old. You want to get rich like now. And so you need to stop thinking about why your boss isn't paying you enough and start thinking about how you can actually create your own business. And the way to get really rich is you have to have your own business. Now, there is a hack. There's one other way you can do it. Oh,
shit.
Which doesn't involve you starting your own business, really.
Oh, my God.
And that is this idea of becoming an entrepreneur.
Oh, I love that.
Now, the entrepreneur is a great thing to do. And basically what it is if you join a business, usually a smaller business, not a big corporate business, but a smaller business, and you become the most valuable possible employee, and you take that to the extreme and you add a shitload of value. You say...
Make sure you're facing the mic.
Yeah,
sorry.
you say, all right, I'm going to learn the marketing skills. I'm going to grow this business. I'm going to create new products for this business, just like I would if I was a business owner. And if you gain enough skills doing that, you can have a piece of the company, and that will allow you to essentially grow your own piece of the business without doing it. But yeah, thinking about a job versus business, what do you think, man?
Well, dude, I just want to get back to that point you're saying about being an entrepreneur. A lot of people are like, well, God, what are the chances that'll happen? And like, no business will give me a piece of the pie. I just want to like point out that this is literally the playbook that Clayton fucking used to generate his wealth, and he made millions of dollars doing it. So it fucking works. And look, I mean, I could talk about this all the time. There's so many different things I could say about this topic, but here's like the reality of it. I can tell you to be an entrepreneur. I can tell you to start your own business. If you want to make money, you need to have value, all right? So how do you get value? You pick up skills. If you're not happy with where you are right now, all you need to do is pick up more skills in whatever field you're in or where you want to be and apply them either to your own business or take initiative and apply it at the company that you work at. I guarantee you, if the fucking company is actually a good company, they will pay you more because they will not want to lose you because it will be impossible to replace you. And if the company's not willing to do that, fuck it. Find a different job, okay? Right now, it is definitely like the workers' market. The employees' market, right? Like there are more than enough jobs to go around, and there's not enough actual talented, dedicated employees to fill them.
Yeah.
So if you can be that fucking guy or that fucking girl, dude, you will get paid. It's easy, all right? Give up TikTok, give up YouTube, except for the fucking Rowdy Boys, obviously. Don't be an idiot. But, give up all this other stuff and instead take time to read. If you look over here, which you can't see, but in our the back room of the office here, we have a bookshelf. It's just fucking filled with marketing books. Like, I know that the way that I consider myself like an entrepreneur in a sense, because I'm an employee within my own organization, all right? I'm VP of marketing, and I'm doing marketing at Roseanne. And I know that if I can pick up more skills, the company makes more money, and I get more money transitively. All right, it's what happens, man. So, whichever way you want to go, whether it's building your own company or being that entrepreneur, and I think both are really good routes because not everyone is built to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
being an entrepreneur, I'll be honest with you, it sucks. It gets like a lot of sex appeal and all that shit, but it's really stressful. There's like, you have to come up with all these ideas on your own, and for some people who don't want to handle that, I love it, dude. I wouldn't have it any other way. But if that sounds terrible to you, then be that entrepreneur. Be that person in the organization that the owners can rely on. Then you don't need to worry about cash flow. You don't need to worry about coming up with new ideas or whatever. They handle all that. And then you bring all your fucking skills and ideas to the table to them. And hey, even if you don't get a piece of the pie, you're still going to get raises and you have leverage. Okay. Leverage is so powerful. What leverage is, it means is that you have power over people. Think about how a lever can move. Like, I can't push this boulder, but if I had a lever underneath it, fucking move it. And what that means is if people say they don't want to pay you more, right? You say, well, guess what? With these new skills that I have, I can go get a job over there for fucking $100,000 more. So you either pay me more, give me equity, or I leave, right? So leverage.
You can only have that leverage if you actually have the skills. So you got to get the skills first. So that's number two. Thinking about it, just your job and how you're going to get more money in your job versus your actual business. All right, let's move on to number three. Number three is you're thinking about getting money versus serving. You're only thinking about yourself versus how you actually get the money. So here's the thing. You can't give money to yourself. The only way you're going to get money is through other people. And the only reason that other people are going to give you money is if you're able to help them. So you got to stop thinking from internal, like how can I get this shit, and start thinking more like how can I serve other people at more people at a higher level and give more value to people. And once you start doing that, it's going to shift your mindset, and this is how you're going to start attracting way more money. What do you think, man?
Dude, this is a really hot topic for me too. And again, I think this goes back to both the intrapreneur and the entrepreneur, right? Because providing that value could be within the organization. You see all these libs, sorry if you're a lib, but you see all these fucking people and they're bitching. They're like, Jeff Bezos should give me a piece of his fucking company. I fucking clean the warehouse every day and the warehouse wouldn't work. And it's like, cool, that is valuable. Don't get me wrong. Like, that needs to be done. But why should you have equity? Like, all these employees of Amazon, they're like thinking that they built Amazon and they deserve a piece of it or whatever, communist shit they got going on. I guess I'm using that a lot, today. But it's like, dude, Jeff Bezos is the one who created all this value. He took massive risk over years to do one thing, to serve the customers, to get them the best deals, to get them the quickest shipping, to come out with all these easy ways to check out and, get more money from them too. But, right, it's like he provided so much value. He changed the way that we shop forever. It will never be the same. And for people to say like, well, he wouldn't have been able to do this company without his employees, all I have to say is like, well, he's going to be able to do it with fucking robots soon. So what do you say then? Like, okay, he didn't need the employees because someone else came along and provided a lot of value by creating these robots or whatever, and then they get paid. And do I think that's the right thing to do? Do I think it's right to replace people with robots or whatever? No, not necessarily, but it's not about that. It's about creating value. And look, serving others at the end of the day, that's what business is all about, okay? So if you are the business owner, all right, you should not ever be thinking about yourself. You always think about how can I solve my customers' problems, okay? And that is the secret to getting rich. It's really that easy. It's a lot. It's not, because the execution of the problem is a bit harder. I had to say that because I got pissed off when Steven said Twitter was that easy that other day. So I don't want to, but the execution, is there. And then it's the same thing. If you're that entrepreneur or that employee, it's like now the person you need to provide value to is the company. And that could be by serving the customers better, by coming up with new ideas and, whatever it is that you do. But it's not like, dude, I'm not getting paid enough. Why don't they appreciate me? Stop thinking about that way. Instead, just think about how you can serve. And yeah, it can be frustrating. Sometimes you feel like you're not getting the recognition you deserve. But if you keep doing it over time, you will. All right. And if it like I said, not every company will be that way. And if the company isn't, someone else will see how hard you try, how far you go to serve, and they'll take you and they'll pay you, you know?
Yeah, no, this is deep to me because like this literally happened to me. You know, I felt myself being like, oh man, I should be getting paid more, or like, you know what I mean? But I remember specifically trying to figure this out and crossing this threshold, dude.
Yeah.
It's crossing this threshold that is like, and actually leads us directly to our next point, which is this threshold from like, it's my situation is why I am not making the money versus the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you feel like, that's number 4, actually, situation versus responsibility. You feel like, man, if it only weren't like this, or my boss wasn't like this, or my industry wasn't like this, or the economy wasn't like this, my situation is the thing that keeps me down. I remember thinking this because I was in SEO, and I was like, man, the reason we can't grow is because SEO sucks, and Google keeps changing their algorithm. And I remember all these thoughts, dude. It was crazy. It was in my mind, and it was it gave me no power. It was actually just me complaining, saying like, oh, I cannot do anything.
You're a victim of the world.
I'm a victim. And then I had to cross this threshold, and I said, you know what? This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt inside myself thinking about this. I have to say that I'm wrong. And I don't like to admit that I'm wrong, or I didn't used to, you know. Now I'm fine doing it. But it hurt really bad to say, man, I'm fucking wrong. And I got to take the responsibility. I got to figure it out. And when I took that responsibility, said, okay, now it's my responsibility to provide more value, to figure out how to make more money. That's when everything started unlocking. That's when I go, okay. And what was good is that even though it hurts to say, man, I got to take responsibility. It's my fault. Exactly. But it also gives you power. It gives you the power to go, I can actually change it now. Because if you're a victim, you can't change shit because you're a victim, right? So understanding the situation versus responsibility was massive. And if you can do that, that'll put you on your way.
Dude, I got to say, from like when you started there, it's just so crazy to see how you taking responsibility changed the way that you viewed how hard it was to sell shit at the Hoth. Because it's like, you were just saying like, oh man, it's impossible to sell this because fucking SEO sucks. Google changes all the time, blah, 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 blah. And now, you know, when we're working on Roseanne, you're like, man, it's so fucking easy to sell backlinks. Like, like that business was so easy. Anybody will buy fucking backlinks. And guess what? It's not working. Buy more fucking backlinks. It's just funny to see how that changed. But dude, no, this is something that I feel strongly about. And it's called the internal locus of control versus external locus of control. And we've actually done an episode about it before. And I highly suggest that anybody who watches this, go look into it. It's really powerful stuff. But I mean, dude, imagine this. Imagine you live your fucking life thinking nothing's in your control and you just sit around waiting for life to happen to you. Oh, God, I hope life gets better one day. Oh, I hope that I get the raise. I hope I get the girl or the guy. I hope I get this, that. I hope that someday someone loves me. I hope I can get in shape one day. Maybe it'll magically happen. Like, no, it's fucking bullshit, dude. Everything is is typically in our own control. And if it's not, it's fucking wasted energy thinking about it, okay? It's like the, God, what is it? The Serenity Prayer. God, give me the power to, you know the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the things I can't, blah, blah, and the power to do the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I fucked it up. Doesn't matter. Google Serenity Prayer. It'll tell you. But dude, like, I can't imagine anything more miserable than, and again, like, this is what a lot of kids are like these days. And this is also why they think wealth doesn't exist. All right. Because they are victims of the world. They don't go out there and grab shit and make it happen. They let life happen to them. And when you let life happen to them, of course it seems like there's no fucking money because you're not doing anything. You're not going out there to make things happen. So how could you imagine there's money out there if you think that you're not in control of anything? But here's the thing. You choose every single thing you do. If you're fat, you're the one who chose to eat the fucking Twinkie. And you're the one who choose not to go to work out or whatever, right? If you're not making as much money as you want, you're the one who chose not to work as fucking hard, all right? Like, that's all there is to it. The ball's in your court. If you want to live a life of excellence, of wealth, of happiness, of whatever, dude, no one's going to do it for you. Get up. Make it happen. That's all I have to say about it, man.
Boom. Mic drop. That's what's up. All right. Number 5. This is the last one, but I got one more.
Oh my God, a bonus round.
Yeah. All right. Number 5 is when you think about getting the money, you think to flex versus the actual lifestyle that you want. So
like
a lot of
flexing
times
too,
the
baby.
goals, a lot of times the goals when you're starting out is like, oh man, all right, I want to get the money. Why? So I can flex on people, right? So I can so I can get the money so I can spend it,
Yeah.
right? The problem with that is that first of all, no one fucking cares. Actually,
This is true. Literally nobody cares.
No one cares. No one cares about you because people care about themselves.
I'll tell you what, like, let's say a lot of people want to get nice cars because they think people will care, shit like that. People don't care unless you're in like a car club, which is nice and it's good networking opportunity, right? But like, dude, it's not gonna help you pick up chicks. Those YouTube videos, they're fake. Just so you know, like.
Dude, it's not gonna help you pick up chicks. It'll help you pick up dudes. Dudes are the ones that are gonna go, dude, nice car.
And I've experienced that with my nice cars and my business partner's nice cars.
You've had luxury cars.
I have. I've made this mistake. And I'll tell you why this is bad. It's not even just about wealth. And I'll really get into this with you guys because wealth is not just about money. It's also about freedom, happiness, and all these different things, right?
Yeah, that's this point, dude. It's about the lifestyle versus flexing.
Yeah, so I bought all these nice cars. I have had 911. I've had an AMG GTS. I've had C63. I had a Porsche Turbo. It was a 911. Or no, sorry. It was I had a 911, but I had a Porsche Macan Turbo and all that. So, I mean, all in, dude, that's almost like $500,000 on cars. And the reason I did it was because I was trying to look for happiness, like within these items, okay? And I thought that people would view me differently. I thought I would be able to get like all these hot women and all that stuff. And here's the issue with trying to find happiness from material goods is it never happens. So for instance, I buy my first Mercedes. It's like $40,000. It's a used like 5.3 or something. So I buy that in like 2013 when that was like my first $1 million gross year, right? Not profit. And I was like, oh, celebrate, go buy myself a nice car. And I had just gotten my license back that year due to, reckless driving. Interesting times. But so I buy that car and I'm like, dude, yeah, I like this. It's nice. But it doesn't give me that feeling of completion. I'm looking for completion in material goods. And here's the fucking issue with doing this, okay? Is that didn't make me happy. So I'm like, oh, I guess I got to get a nicer one. So then I get
cars.
Then I get the 911. All right. And that was a used 911 and it was just like the base version. So that's like, it was about $100,000. And okay, that car didn't make me happy. All right. Guess I got to get the next one. So I get an AMG GTS. That one's now I'm getting closer to $200,000 per car. And that doesn't make me happy. So I'm like, I guess I should get this Macan Turbo too. And then I can have two cars at once, and maybe this will make me happy. And that didn't make me happy. And eventually I realized I had spent a summer in Greece with my wife because she's from there. So we go there to visit her family in the summers. So we were gone for almost 3 months. We get back, and then I noticed we'd been back for a month already at this point. So gone 3 months, back in town for a month, and I still hadn't taken my AMG GTS out. I didn't care. And I realized, like, dude, this isn't what makes me happy. Having the money to go do shit like that with my wife and spend a whole summer over there with her and her family and create these amazing memories and live in Athens and act like a local, do all these great things.
Sick.
That's what made me happy, So it's like a race to the bottom, dude. You keep chasing more when you're trying to flex on people because the feeling, it's nice. It is going to be nice.
Yeah,
for
we can't shit on it too much. No. And also, we can't tell people that
what to do.
that
I did it.
Well, no, I was going to say we can't tell people. No one's ever going to believe you say, oh, like they have a dream of a nice car. I don't think that we're not trying to say you shouldn't go get the nice car.
No, that's fine.
I think you should fucking get the money and you should get the nice car.
But don't try to get your happiness from it, and don't think that's where happiness comes from.
Don't believe that is going to be the end goal. What is going to be the end goal? What is going to be the valuable thing is the lessons that you learned along the way to get that, because you're going to learn discipline.
Oh yeah.
So respecting yourself, responsibility, hard work, vision. The way you're going to see how the way the world works. You're going to develop your own belief system. You're going to serve others. There's going to be so many other lessons you learn along the way that are going to be way more valuable and way more fulfilling than the actual car. But I think it's still cool to get fucking sick cars.
I mean, look, I enjoyed the cars.
If you're a car person, I suppose.
Yeah, I enjoyed the cars. I don't miss them at all. And I'll tell you what, like about the flexing thing, like it feels good at first, like that first month or two. And then you have it for a while, and then it starts to go away a little bit. And that's when you start thinking, well, now I need the next one. And I mean, honestly, if if you like the car and you want the car because you want it and not because you want to impress people, I say fucking go for it, because cars are a lot of fun. A lot of beautiful engineering goes into that. They're really works of art, and they're engineering works of art too. Like, but it's not going to make you happy if you're just using to flex on people, and it's going to make you feel worse.
Well,
it really is in the long term, because it's never going to be enough.
Yeah. The second part of this, which is actually really important, is that, you know, you finally get the money, and then you get the opportunity to go flex, and then you spend it, and now you don't have the money.
Yeah. Versus like putting it into a house or like even index fund, which, dude, your money multiplies over time.
Well, not this year.
Not for you, buddy. Dude, I lucked out,
over
man.
the course of 15 to 20 years, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's going to have some rough patches in the middle.
Dude, I almost bought a house a couple months ago, and I'm so fucking glad I didn't, dude. It's already dropped like $150,000 in value from what we were going to pay for it. So like, whoo, guys, there's nowhere good to put your fucking money right now. Like, I would love to give you advice on how to grow your wealth in that sense. Like, oh, here's what you should invest. Fucking nothing right now.
Look, this talk is much more geared at younger people that need to not have. We need to change their beliefs before the money ever comes here. The beliefs have to be changed. So that's what this whole talk is about. It's not about what you do once you get the money necessarily. It's about the beliefs that are going to be able to even enable you to actually get the money first. So these have to be knocked out before any of that shit happens anyway.
I have some advice too. Like, just enjoy the process. The process of building wealth is something that is really looked over. And Clayton, I actually think about this in regards to you quite a lot.
Yep.
You know, you work so hard. And then you got the exit, and then it's like, dude, you were at that point, right? You were working so hard that you couldn't enjoy it during the time, and then you exited and you had nothing left except you got money in a bank account, right? But it's like, now what, right? And, you know, luckily we found something to do, but for a lot of people, they might not have something to do, or they might be older, and it's like, honestly, when you're building wealth or whatever it is, whichever route you go, especially if you build your own company, it's a lot of fun. And I'm trying to do that here with what we're doing at Roseanne. Rowdy Boys is just our podcast that we do for fun. But like at Roseanne, I want to enjoy it. You know, that's why I take like photos of, you know, like when we left the bank after signing documents, I took a photo of us and stuff. It's like, I want to remember these later, man. Like I didn't do that at my other companies. I just worked hard, and it was all work. And now, this time I want it to be different. I want to have a lot of fun along the way, make memories, and build something that we love. So I think that, you know, try to do that, guys, because it's easy to think it as just work. But, you know, if you're actually serving people, you're helping people out, I mean, that's an amazing thing. It's something to be proud of. Why shouldn't you enjoy the fact that you get to do that along the way, have fun, and, you know, you get rewarded and make a lot of money for doing it. So
yeah, I like this point a lot, and it's actually something that like I kind of struggle with, because like I remember being in the beginning and really trying to get that money, and really just having that in that anxiety of like, dude, I got to get it now. I like, that's my sole focus. Like, why do I not have enough? Why is it not coming? Look, if you can change your beliefs and you have good work ethic, over the course of time, it will come. I guarantee it will. If you have good beliefs and you have good work ethic, it will come. And so if you can shed a little bit of that anxiety, keep working, but have fun along the way, like that will be very valuable and very fulfilling. One of the weird things is at the end, you know, like you said, we had the exit, and I found myself in this one moment where I realized, like, dude, if I'm not like enjoying right now, it is literally the fault of my imagination. Because a lot of people don't think about, they think about getting the money. Okay, what is the next logical step after you get the money? It's like, what are you going to do with the money?
No.
What are you going to do with the money? Like, getting money is not the means to the end, you know?
Yeah.
Or it is the means to the end, excuse me. It's not the end.
Yeah, it's not the end. It's the means to the end.
It's the means to the end. So people just think about, oh, I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna have millions. Okay, then what? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what do you want your life to be like? And that, for a lot of people, including myself, is sometimes a hard question to answer. And I find myself in a weird situation where I actually finally have this weird situation where I was in between after selling and starting this, and had nothing on the calendar and a lot of money in the bank. And you go,
a lot of time to watch YouTube.
Yeah. Dude, if I am not enjoying myself right now, I literally have no excuse except my own imagination.
Well, dude, and then it's also like, if you're not enjoying, so that's like the issue that I have. It's like, if you didn't enjoy the journey and you're not happy at the end of the journey because now you got nothing to do, it was like, what was the point?
Yeah.
What was the fucking point? You know?
Yeah. So enjoy the journey along the way. And I think my side of that is just release a little bit of the anxiety of like, you got to get the money now. And I even have to remind myself that now because we're working on a new company and I want to go like this, you know?
I don't want people to misconstrue that and think you shouldn't be going after the money. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole point of business is to make money by serving others. So like, don't, if you can get money, fucking get it. Right. But like, don't stress out, enjoy it if you can. Obviously, there's going to be times that fucking suck. Let's be honest. There's times you're going to have your ups and downs. What is it? The pit of despair. What was that? Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley is something different.
Well, we got the entrepreneurial roller coaster, and sometimes you go through that pit of despair.
But it's worth it, especially if you're doing it with friends, man. We got like great friends here. We got us. We got this fucking rowdy dude in the back. Behind my head somewhere. I don't fucking know where. Did he leave? Oh no, he's there. He's just like invisible. Yeah. All right. Well, we got anything else?
Well, I'm just going to recap and then give one more. Okay, recap. So number one, belief that money actually exists and you can go get it. It is not scarce. It's out there and you can get it yourself as long as you have the right beliefs and you work hard at it. Number two, think about starting a business versus just getting more money at your job, because the way to really get rich is to start your own business, have a piece of the pie. Number three is you're thinking about getting money versus serving. So stop thinking about just getting money for you and think about how you can serve others at a higher level. Number four is the situation versus responsibility. So instead of thinking about how bad your situation is and how it's keeping you down, being a victim, take responsibility for it all, and you'll see that you have the power to change everything. Number five is flexing versus lifestyle. So if you're just getting money to flex, realize that that's actually ultimately not going to be fulfilling, and think about the actual lifestyle that the money will get you. What kind of lifestyle do you actually want to live? So those are the 5 things. I have one more thing to say, because you can forget all of this shit. You forget everything that we said, and I think if you remember this, your life's going to be a lot better. And that's my number one quote of all time, which is, think about what you want, not what you don't want.
Oh my God, that's a new quote for you, bro. And it's not your number one quote of all time? Or is it always
been a quote? It's not my quote. I mean, somebody else said it, but you got to think about what you want and what you don't want instead of what you don't want. And we actually did this. We actually did this a couple days ago, and it was amazing.
Manifested.
Yeah.
I'm trying to high five you. I don't know. There it is. Yeah. There we go.
No, actually, this is really good, man. It's really powerful because you can literally forget everything else and just be like, all right, am I thinking about what I want or what I don't want? Most people go through and they just think about, oh man, this shit sucks. AKA, this is not what I want.
Dude, and it's not just like this weird metaphysical woo-woo shit. Like, it's not about manifestation, honestly. Maybe the world or the universe does work in mysterious ways, and we all like are one part of like one consciousness, and we're all fragmented, and that's how thoughts become real. It doesn't matter. What I am saying though is, at the very least, even if that's not real, which maybe it is, but even if it's not real, if you focus on what you want, I mean, you're going to take steps to make it happen. And if you focus on what you don't want, again, that is the world happening to you. It's like we talked earlier. Focusing on what you want means you're in a mode or a mindset to go out there and fucking get it. Focus on what you don't want, it means you're in a scared state, like scared something bad is going to happen to you, or things are going to happen to you instead of you making shit happen. So, it's powerful shit. And I do also think that, like, if you focus negative energy, like, you're thinking about stuff you don't want, I do think that it manifests bad things in your life.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you ever see somebody that's always complaining about some shit? Bad shit is constantly happening to those people.
Don't want to listen to them anymore.
Oh, my fucking phone broke, and then my car broke down, and then
my wife cheated on me with my sister.
Dude, yeah, it's like perpetuating negative shit because they're constantly thinking about what they don't want. They rarely go, what do you actually want? Oh. Then shit starts to change.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
All right, well.
So nice. I hope my goal in this podcast today is to touch out and reach somebody out there that has a mindset that you got something inside you. You're capable of so much more. You're capable of getting rich. A young me, for instance, that just if you can just tweak your mindset and you have this good work ethic, then you're going to get there. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be next month. But if you can change your mindset and you can keep going, you have a good work ethic, you will fucking get there and you will fucking get millions and you're going to blow away what you ever thought was possible. It's there. You just have to change your mind.
Fuck yeah, dude. Also, there's a great book on changing your mind. It's called How to Change Your Mind. It's a very influential book. It made my wife choose her career path and all that stuff. It's very unrelated, but it's by Michael Pollan. There's also a series on Netflix. Maybe check it out. But guys, this is Devin Zander with Clayton Johnson. We're the Rowdy Boys, and I have a question for you. If you're on YouTube and you haven't yet liked, commented, and subscribed,
What are you
What the
doing?
fuck are you doing? What's wrong with you? Who dropped you as a baby? It was probably your mom. Because dads have big muscles and they don't drop shit. I'm just kidding. But yeah, make sure if you're on YouTube, you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, make sure you subscribe. Oh, and hey, by the way, if you're on YouTube, ring the bell too. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, the most Chad of podcast platforms, make sure you subscribe. Leave us a review. 5-star reviews help. 1-star reviews means Clayton doesn't get to eat. So you guys, you want Clayton to eat. This guy's a fucking genius, all right? Look, this guy made so much money and we're learning from him. It's so nice. But yeah, guys, this is the Rowdy Boys. This is Devin Zander. Clayton,
Clayton Johnson.
hit us with your best Rowdy Boys.
Rowdy boys.
That's fucking right. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next episode.
Cheers.